I could see how you wouldn't want people that have prior experiences with psychology and stuff.
Honestly,
then they'll be spending time trying to fix, and it's like, you're not here to fix the child. Your job is just to be there and listen to them and love on them, and then let the judge know, hey, by the way, she said that she really wanted to hang out with her cousins. She hasn't seen her cousins. They were a big part of her life. Is that something that can be done? And I can imagine if you go into the psychology, well, they could have bad habits and that could lead to this.
Right.
And then you overthink all of it when you're going, no, we're just trying to be friends. Yeah. We're just trying to help this child not have an awful 2-year experience with crazy that's happening. Welcome to the Cam and Joe Show. My name is Joe with my good friend Cam.
Good morning. Happy Friday.
How's it going, man?
I'm well, man. I'm busy and I am blessed. How was your week?
Oh, fantastic.
Yep.
Lots of coffee.
Lots of
coffee.
I'm feeling good.
I'll land the plane. I'll feel pretty good. So, if you're the first time checking out, like, subscribe, hit the follow button so you can keep up with what's going on. We couldn't do it without people like you keeping up with it.
That's right.
I'm super excited about who we've got today.
Same.
Now this is a nonprofit entity that I always get mixed up with another nonprofit entity. We're going to clear up some of that today. But our good friend Nicole Rubio. Hi. Welcome on.
Thank you for having me.
Good morning.
I'm happy to be here.
Happy Friday.
Thank you.
I'm excited to unpack all things CASA this morning. Right. I love that I know you. I love that we already have that friendship. But for our followers and subscribers and viewers, and even maybe Joe a little bit more, just kind of unpack your role with CASA, your role in the community. You are such a community leader. I feel like you have so much gravitas locally, and I love that. And I love rubbing shoulders with individuals that are like that. So for those of us and our viewers that don't know a little bit more about what CASA is all about, enlighten us. The floor is yours.
Well, CASA is a 501c3 nonprofit, and we are court-appointed special advocates. So
there
that's
you go.
Where the
there is
CASA
the
comes from.
CASA.
Yes. So my job with CASA is I am the Recruitment and Engagement Coordinator. So I'm out in the community sharing our mission and recruiting people. So that's always my big thing.
Sure.
We are an organization that recruits, trains, and manages caring volunteers to mentor one-on-one with our foster youth.
That's awesome.
Wow.
We do have we are currently in Yuba County and working extremely hard to open up Sutter County,
awesome.
Which we are anticipating toward the end of 2025. We will be mentoring Sutter County Dependency Court foster children as well.
Wow.
That's incredible.
That is incredible. So how long has CASA in general been an entity, and then how long have you been with CASA?
Well, CASA was founded in 1976
Awesome.
by an attorney who was having to make a life decision for a little 4-year-old girl in the state of Washington. And he's like, I don't have enough information about this child to make a decision that's going to change her life.
Yeah.
So he reached out, this is before cell phones, right?
Sure.
So he reached out to some of his friends and said, hey, can you gather some people together? Let's meet at this location and let's see if there's an interest. And he was surprised. He thought, hey, I'm going to get these 4 people I called, they're going to show up just because they're my friend. He said the room was full. And he's like, wow, people want to help. So he formed CASA. And
that's awesome.
Our parent, we like to jokingly call her the mothership, is in Placer County. And we are celebrating our 20th year
Congrats.
of helping foster children.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
Yuba office opened October of 23. And we currently have almost 50 advocates.
Wow.
And
that's in Yuba County alone.
Yuba County alone.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And unfortunately, there are 140 children that are waiting on the wait list.
Got it.
That have a need for an advocate for them.
Got it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
140 children on the wait list for advocates.
Correct.
Oh.
So if you add the 50 to it, you can just get an idea how many children we have in foster care. And those numbers move daily.
Yeah.
Sure.
So a child ends up in foster care because of abuse or neglect, combinations of such.
Yeah.
They are detained, and they are either able to stay with a family member, could be the biological parent,
Yeah.
Grandma, auntie, or a close family friend. Those are always the preferred, or they are in foster care.
Yeah.
The thing that I've been pushing for both Yuba and Sutter is that about 43%, of course, I didn't do that math because I'm not a math person.
But somebody, way too tight.
Our case manager, Faith, did the math for me. 43% of our Yuba County foster children are housed in Sutter County foster homes.
Wow.
43%.
43%.
Wow.
That's
so
crazy.
We are anticipating when we get Sutter numbers, it's probably going to be about the same.
Sure.
Because we're just, they are placing children wherever we can find good foster homes for them. We are, I get asked this often, we are a separate entity. We are not connected to the courts. We are not connected to Child and Adult Protective Services. We are community partners with them.
Got it.
We take guidance from them, but we are our own separate entity.
What is the, so fiscally, in order for CASA to run with that many volunteers and workers and locations and rents and everything like that, is it state funded? Is it federal? Is it complete organic?
It's an
sponsorship?
Awful lot of organic. We do apply for grants.
Sure.
So if there are, we search and scour all the possible grants. We apply for anything that we think we could qualify for.
Sure.
Yep.
We do have 2 large fundraisers every year. Actually, tomorrow is our tea party, which is amazing.
Awesome.
I'm so excited. We do very well on our fundraisers.
Good for you.
So that helps. But we do function on the generosity of the community.
Yeah. Like many. I mean, that's
exactly.
As do so many of the incredible local programs. That's awesome. So you've been with CASA now since
I started August 2023. So I helped them open the
Yuba County. Mm-hmm. Got it. So you already have all of that momentum with opening Yuba, and now you guys are like,
and we're going to be in one office, so that's awesome. It's just not going to change. It's just going to be more of a push. Yeah. And it is a learning, it is an education for the community.
Sure.
To let them know that even though we are Yuba County courts, I don't care where you live. As long as you're willing to drive to wherever this child is placed and be an advocate for them, I want you as a volunteer.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You can drive from Oroville, I don't care.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gosh, and you said how many? You said 90? Was it? No, 100
There's 140 children on the wait list.
And only how many have currently been placed with advocates? 50,
we have about 53, 54.
Wow.
Some of us have 2. I have 2 children that I advocate for.
So what does that look like from a advocate standpoint? As somebody, when this airs and that's God's tugging on somebody's heart to the call to action, what does that look like? Is that every week they're allocating time to go to the placement home and hang out with the child there, or are they taking them to the mall or going to coffee or a movie, or what is that? What does that look like? All of the above.
Yep. We do ask that you spend a minimum of 1 hour a week with the child. Mm-hmm. Depending on the age of the child, you can take them out of the home.
Yeah.
Because you are court ordered. You have a court order.
Yeah.
Just repeated myself there.
Yeah.
With your name and your assigned child's name.
Yeah.
So you can take them out. We do ask you, hey, we want our CASAs to not go broke doing this. So please, plus we also reunification is the goal.
Yeah.
So let's not Disneyland dad them.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Give them experiences.
Hey, watch it there. Watch it with the.
I know I'm going to Disneyland in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I was
so
like,
we're scheduling a trip in May.
Yeah.
So as we just
this is a safe space.
You're fun. So no, we spend a minimum of an hour a week. Take them to the park. Take them to the library.
Love it.
Yeah.
Have a picnic at the park. There are some regulations. They are foster children, so there are some regulations.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
You can take them fishing. Stay on the bank.
Yeah.
Cannot go on the water unless there's a lifeguard.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So there are regulations, but I have so much fun with my 2 little girls. That is just, I have grandsons, so these girls are kind of filling a void a little bit. I did learn early on, don't take them to the mall. It's a costly endeavor.
Yeah.
So now Five Below is our treat because I know.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, like, sweet. You're
I
like,
know
hey,
I have a limit here.
Pick one thing, you're good.
Yes.
There you go.
And they're
That's awesome.
so cute. They're so sweet.
That's awesome.
But our goal is to give these children a voice.
Yeah.
Love it.
And I know originally this was, and it is still that we are the eyes and the ears of Judge Gibbons in Yuba County, so that she can make an educated decision, just like the founder of CASA.
Yeah.
So they can make a more educated decision on this life of this child. But it's so exciting to give them a voice.
Yeah.
And I always ask, what do you want me to tell the judge about you? What should they know about you? And
give me your story.
They give me, mostly it's the same canned answer, but I am real excited. One of them mentioned she wanted to visit her grandma. And so I put that in my court report. Yeah. And I sat there in court with tears in my eyes as the judge read that and said, oh, of course you're going to get to see your grandma. We're going to institute a grandma visit. And I just was so excited, and I couldn't wait to tell her next week, guess what? She heard you.
That's awesome.
Your voice was heard.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
It feels like honestly, what you're describing, it feels like the heart of the justice system. It literally, how justice is blind, right?
Yeah.
But you're the heart of it going, no, we still feel.
Yeah.
Because that's what's hard about a lot of these court cases is it's a bad situation. Bad things have happened.
And it's rigid.
People arguing. The kids are sacrificed between two adults that are stuck in their ways. And now you're getting to go, hey, I get to sit with this child and say, how are you feeling about this?
Exactly.
I think that's just...
And
that's
so
awesome.
many of these children are dealing with PTSD.
Yeah.
They're dealing with overcoming the abuse and the neglect that they've had, unfortunately. And just we are that stable adult in their life while they are going through the dependency court. And some of the really cool things is that we're the only unpaid person in their life while they're in foster care. And we are there because we care about children and we love them and we want to help them. And we're the only one that will stay through the whole dependency court for the most part. So foster homes can change.
Yeah.
Sure.
Social workers can change. Therapists can change.
Yeah.
But the CASA is there for the whole 12 to 18 months that they are in dependency court. And then when
From start to finish.
When they get reunification, we stay on a little bit longer just to make sure while they still have some family services available, we just make sure that they are still getting their needs met.
Sure.
And that's a huge thing. So we are laser focused on these children. And an example, one of the younger daughters that I have,
They're sisters?
Sisters, yeah.
Okay.
She exhibited a slight speech impediment. And I've gone through speech therapy as a kid. So I was able to pick up on it a little bit more than others may have.
Sure.
And I reported it and, they were like, well, okay. They didn't, no, I think there's a little something there. A little something, not much.
Sure.
And so I was so excited. We have what's called a CFT, which is a child family team meeting. All the parties involved in that child are there.
Awesome.
And the speech pathologist was there. And she said, yes, I evaluated her. Yes, there is something, but it's one of those things that she's going to outgrow. And I have noticed it's getting better.
I love it.
Just a couple letters were switched.
Yeah,
sure.
Was the SLP like, who noticed that? Like, what's up?
No,
gotcha.
No. And I was quiet about it. I was just very happy that she was evaluated.
Have you, so if that comes to conclusion, if you're, with this child through such a vulnerable, impactful, emotionally challenging time.
You're going to make me cry.
I'm going to make myself cry. What is
I've got tissues.
What does that closure look like?
Yeah.
Gosh, I can only imagine what that
looks like tears for Nicole
is like.
Yeah. Well, our job as a CASA is over with that specific child. And then we are available. Hopefully the CASAs will stay.
Yeah.
And they're available to help another child.
Yeah.
As far as contact with let's just say your first assigned child.
The graduate, if you would.
Yes, that would depend on the caregiver, whether they are adopted or they go back to mom and dad or mom or dad or whoever. That would all depend on the caregiver and the CASA. There are some caveats. There's some things that you really have to consider.
Sure.
So it is possible, and it has happened often. One of my favorite stories here. I got to switch this because I got to be happy here.
No, sorry.
Camera, stop bumming everybody.
You got me thinking. You got me thinking. Now I'm sad. So one of the stories I love to tell is this: a young gal was in foster care, and she had her CASA reunified or aged out. I can't remember how the whole story went. Graduated high school, which for a foster child to graduate high school is a huge accomplishment.
Absolutely, it is. Yeah.
She went on to a four-year college in Utah. She's kept in contact with her CASA. She sent her CASA a graduation invitation announcement. The CASA, on her own dime, flew out there, hotel, cars, everything, and was the only person there for that child.
Wow.
The advocate returns.
Yes. Wow. So it's a huge role that these people play. And the fun thing is you don't have to have any experience. You just have to have a big heart.
I love that.
We don't.
And the capacity to
love.
Yeah. And you have to love them where they are.
Yeah.
They have not come from a cookie cutter situation.
Yeah.
So we just have to love them where they are.
Yeah.
Empathy.
Yes, that's huge.
Yeah.
But I mean, we don't need you to have a
master's
degree.
I can imagine that. I can imagine
anything.
that a potential volunteer, and I'm hoping and praying and knowing that those that watch this are impacted by this and tugged and pulled to action. Because that's just how the human mind thinks. They're instantly going to think, oh well, I'm not equipped. I've never had any kind of therapy setting. I'm just me. That's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. And actually, yes, that's exactly what we want.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm okay. You're okay just being you.
Yeah.
Just being available and just allowing that that space in your
and
heart
when
to
you
be filled.
are a CASA, I mean, it doesn't matter where you come from, what you do in your day-to-day job. You take off that hat.
Yeah.
And you are just their CASA. You're not their teacher. You're not their therapist. You're not their pastor.
Yeah.
You are just their CASA.
Just their safe space.
You're their person.
Their sounding board. Yeah.
You're just being their friend. I mean, I could see how you wouldn't want people that have prior experiences with psychology and stuff. Because
honestly,
then they'll be spending time trying to fix, and it's like you're not here to fix the child. Your job is just to be there and listen to them and love on them, and then let the judge know, hey, by the way, she said that she really wanted to hang out with her cousins. She hasn't seen her cousins. They were a big part of her life. Is that something that can be done? And I can imagine if you go into the psychology, well, they could have bad habits, and that could lead to this.
Right.
And then you overthink all of it when you're going, no,
Yeah.
We're just trying to be friends.
Yeah.
We're just trying to help this child not have an awful 2-year experience with crazy that's happening. It's like the stability in the situation.
It'd be better for a potential volunteer to not have any of that kind of background.
Absolutely.
Be coming in with a clean slate and, vulnerability.
Well, and we are to spot and report.
Yeah,
because you're not to diagnose.
You're going to be a mandated reporter. Obviously, anything that
definitely.
somebody
we are
says,
mandated reporters.
in
the act of our CASA duties.
Yeah.
Correct.
Totally makes
But you're going to have the hotline number. So on a Saturday barbecue and you see something going down, you're going to have the hotline number. So it's easier to report.
Yeah.
Yes. And so I lost my train of thought. But yes, we don't have to have any special experience.
Yeah.
We have such a wide range of CASA advocates right now. I mean, we have 3 or 4 executive directors. So you can be a busy person and make time for a child.
Absolutely, yeah.
And we have
1 hour
retired.
a week.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We have retired school teachers, retired school principals.
Mm-hmm.
We have a 911 operator, a couple of them actually.
Awesome.
So we have people that work full-time jobs, and we have retired people, and we have a great combination of such.
Awesome.
And
what is the because I know that this will be the case. What is the background checking? What does that look like? Somebody's
pretty extensive.
I would like to be a CASA. You know, it's gonna be like, all right, here's your child, obviously, right?
Oh, a little bit more
what
than
is that? Yeah, no. So speak to that a little bit from that standpoint. Somebody wants to volunteer.
They have to complete an online application with 3 references. We reach out to the references and ask them to complete a reference form.
Awesome.
They then get an in-person interview with me, and then they get set off to training. Awesome. In the meantime, they need to have a live scan done. FBI, DOJ. We also do a sterling background check on them. So
awesome.
we check
vet
a
the
lot.
hell out of them, as you should.
Yes.
That's the important.
Yeah, the absolute thing that child needs is a 110% safe.
Exactly.
They have to.
And these kids are our future.
Yeah.
And I mean, I mean, it may be pie in the sky, but I know I've told my friend Johnny, hey, part of my job is to keep our future out of your river bottoms.
Yes.
And out of the prisons. And, you know,
Mr.
I'm
Burke.
just hoping, And it's just really cool that we can change how their future goes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Their whole trajectory.
Exactly. Just by showing them there's a different way. You don't have to, your future doesn't have to be how your past has been.
Yeah.
You can make a whole new life.
I think it's a really hard thing for people just to understand. I think that we get caught in our own way, right? We get stuck in our own rut, and then we think because we're stuck, everybody else is stuck as well, and that there's no way to actually make change. You know, Major Julius, when he was on, he was talking about the same thing: decrease homelessness by preventing people from becoming homeless.
Exactly.
That's you don't. You're like,
don't
hey,
rescue them once they're there. Rescue them from
because to change somebody stuck in their rut, in their ways, you know, a kid could go through a huge traumatic situation and then look back at that and only think of their CASA and think that they were taken care of and that their life moved on and they were able to move past that because of the compassion of a person. But I think, isn't that how it is for everybody in life, though?
Yeah.
Isn't it just the compassion of one person can really change a trajectory?
Absolutely.
But I think how much more impactful is it when it is a kid, right? When it is a child, because they have their whole future in front of them and they're not jaded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. And so this is designed specifically for children going through that system. So if I would hope and imagine there's got to be programs for individuals that are greater than 17 or 18 years old and beyond, but CASA's specifically children going through that foster placement system, going through the courts. Right?
There are programs for the next step.
Got it.
So after they age out at foster care, there are programs already set up for that.
Got it.
Within our organization, we realized many, many years ago that to help the child, you need to help the family.
Yeah.
So we do have a department that is our family services and our parent empowerment group. So,
and they work hand in hand with the CASA and the...
They work solely with the parent.
Okay.
And it's a voluntary program. The parents are offered this. Certain parents, we're rolling it out in Yuba, so it's a little bit slower here.
Sure.
But certain parents are offered based on need.
Yeah.
And if they decide to go with this program, they are getting a mentor. There is an online dads support group because it's a little harder for dads sometimes. So there's an online support group for dads. We also have a new a new group that's rolling out here in Yuba. It is our Be Bold group, and they are working with our CSEC and juvenile justice.
Awesome.
So we don't quite have the juvenile justice set up yet.
Sure.
But the CSEC division is going strong so far in Yuba.
That's
what
amazing.
is speak a little bit more to the dad
the dad's support group. So it's an online Zoom meeting where the dads that are in this program get together and they have mentors that are on the meeting and they just support each other. They talk about maybe struggles, and just recently had a nice little success story that one of the dads noticed that one of the newer dads in the group was not taking ownership. And he said, hey, you've got to take ownership. I delayed my own recovery by not taking ownership. And that's just peer helping, you know, dads helping other dads.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
And so when they're in dependency court, each parent is given a case plan they have to complete in order to reunify. And it's daunting. I mean, you're just looking at this list and the normal struggle of you've got to have a job, but then you've got to have a car to get to your job. And how do you get a car without a job? So it's that whole cycle.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And so the mentor kind of just helps the parent find resources, directs them where to go, and just gives them that moral support and just the direction. They don't do the work for them, of course.
No, sure.
Because you have to do the work to reunify.
Correct.
They're just that extra person there to help give them support.
Got it. And who runs those meetings? Is that a CASA employee per se that runs
the Zoom? Well, it's all done by volunteers in that group.
Cool.
So if, what I like to say in my info sessions is that if chasing a 6-year-old at the park is not really your cup of tea, then you can mentor a parent in our parent empowerment group.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And that was kind of the segue to what I was going to ask. So if somebody is in a capacity where they can set up time for a 1 hour a week or however many time slots a month to volunteer to help empower parents or fathers specifically, instead of taking a kid to a park, and there are more than one ways to volunteer.
There's a lot of ways to help us with our mission.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And so far in Yuba, the parent empowerment group has all been virtual until we get some staff here.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
And then to be able to host like those actual roundtable sessions with everybody together.
And the Be Bold program, they do a lot with the youth. They get together, I think it's every other month, and they do a get together with the kids, and they do a project or a craft or something.
That's awesome.
So there's togetherness, and just that loving on these kids, right?
That's awesome.
Yeah, helping them with their trajectory. Well, I can imagine, the parents being in a state of shock. I mean, I think everything escalated to a point. Yeah. Some words were said, something happened, and now we're all of a sudden in a
transpired to put us here.
Right? Yeah. And now there's that amount of shame. There's that amount of embarrassment. There's that amount of pride, right? And then the kids in the middle of it, so you're helping them. But I love hearing that, hey, you know what? Yeah, we've got something for the kids. But we also, for the parents, court ordered, they got to go through these things too. And they have to go, hey, if this is truly your heart, if your heart is to fix the situation, we're going to give you all the tools possible to fix it. Because what most people think of when they think of court cases where there's kids involved, they think of it's a heartless system with a heartless judge that rips the family apart and the kids thrown in the fosters. I mean, that's consistent with what I hear. Yeah. Talk to anybody that's in, I have friends that are foster kids that were foster kids that have grown out of that, but they still talk about it's the worst. This has happened and this happened and this happened. And when I hear situations, I'm like, oh, so that doesn't have to happen. We actually have advocates for that.
Yes.
And I think probably, tell me if I'm wrong, is the hardest part of your job having to debunk those pre-assumed situations that people go, oh yeah, you're part of that. Yeah, they just rip X, Y, and Z apart.
Yeah,
a little bit. I don't get much of that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm used to, I'm used to the negative side. When I was working in the hospital, we would often see results of stuff. And it's not like you ever saw people in their strongest situation, right? They were sick, they were vulnerable, they were emotionally
you don't go to the hospital
daunting.
Everything's great.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but anytime any situation like that would happen, or I've talked to people, there was always an emotional baggage to it, right? And so I think props to what you're doing. I think it's incredible.
Well, then our judge in Yuba County, Judge Givens, shout out, she's awesome. She fought to get CASA here.
That's so cool.
And I want to say she had a 5-year battle to get us here.
Wow.
And there's a lot involved. You can't just pop open a door and say, we're here.
Hey.
I mean, there's tons of steps. You have to get buy-in from a whole bunch of people, approval from everybody and their brothers. So, she's worked really hard to get us here.
That's awesome.
And we do court reports before the family goes back into court. So that we get to, again, give the child a voice.
Sure.
And we get to educate Judge Givens on these cute little kids.
That's awesome.
And she loves it. She loves the little quotes. And one time, all my little girl said she wanted to tell the judge is that she's learning to do the monkey bars, and she has a blister on her hand. And Judge loved it.
That's awesome.
So
bringing the human side and the empathy side back to the cold judicial system. Dun, dun.
So question on the holiday. So I bet you holidays are interesting for you guys. I mean, you're looking at Thanksgiving, Christmas time. And everybody, there's traditions for each side. What does that normally look like for a CASA person?
Well, we do this thing around Christmas time. We ask the children what their wish list is. And then I compile this big Amazon list.
Love it.
And I reach out to the community and say, hey, can you help make the holiday special for these children?
I love it.
And within 2 weeks, we had every gift purchased for our kids. And
so good.
Then our CASAs come in, and we did a little extra this year because I like to be extra. So we had a hot chocolate bar.
Love it.
And we just had little fun things for the CASAs and some cookies. So when they came in, they had a little party too.
Yeah.
And then
so
we had stockings, and we had stocking stuffers. So they got to fill a stocking for their child and grab the gift from the child's list.
Yeah.
And they could wrap them there. We had a wrapping station if they wanted to, or they could take them home and wrap them. And then they get to gift that to the child. So that's really fun.
This
Absolutely.
community is like no other. And gosh, I mean it. There is so many, when you give families in this area the opportunity to do something great and to do something awesome and get behind something like that, time and time and time again, people are just quick in this area to jump in and either offer time or either offer money or a combination of a little bit of money or a little bit of time. It's incredible. I am not surprised at all anymore that you said in 2 weeks you got everything that you needed, because that is so freaking Ubisutter of us.
And every time I post on Facebook, which I try not to do it much because I know what our community is like.
Yeah.
But when I post our Amazon wish list that, hey, our CASA store's getting a little low.
Bing, 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 bing.
Yep. There they go. Here it comes. Here comes all the boxes. It's just amazing.
Awesome.
And so that's a nice little segue, Nicole. So we have a CASA store in our office.
Oh, awesome.
She texted me earlier to set her up. That was T-ball.
Good job, man.
Hit that ball.
Wow.
So, and I don't like the word store, because to me that means there's a money exchange.
Sure.
There's no money exchange in our CASA store.
Gotcha.
So our CASA volunteers can come in and get items to use with the child if they want a game or like a soccer ball. So I'm an empty nester. I don't have soccer balls anymore. So you come in and you can take a soccer ball and go kick it around at the park.
Yeah.
Love that.
Also, there's toys for the children and books. There's tons of new books. So
is there a need for stuff like that now?
There
like
is,
footballs, soccer balls, basketballs, cones, stuff like that? Okay.
Yep. And national CASA regulations, everything has to be new.
Sure.
Which the children deserve that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
A lot of instances, these children, you've seen it on TV, that little boy carrying the black garbage bag, right? That is reality.
Yeah.
And one of our CASAs was a good friend of mine, a realtor friend of mine, happened to mention when in the interview, when we were talking about that, she goes, that was me. I was that kid with the black garbage bag. And when you put your prized possessions in a garbage bag, you feel like trash.
Yeah.
And so that's like, wow, that was eye-opening. So we have an opportunity for the children to come in and pick out some toys. Obviously, with limits, we can't have every week do that.
Sure.
Because then again, we're Disneyland dadding, and we don't want to do that.
Sure.
But there's that opportunity. Come in and get a book. And we are so good. Our case managers are so good. If they hear that a child is interested in a certain thing, they'll have me add it to the Amazon list, or they'll just go looking through our book collection. And we had one CASA that wanted a Dungeons and Dragons starter kit for their child. So the case manager's like, oh, that's really cool. I love that.
Yeah.
She went out and ordered some more stuff for him. So, I mean, we have really caring, loving people that work in our organization, as well as our volunteers.
Yeah.
We have some cool volunteers. I don't want to name names, but there's some pretty cool volunteers we have.
So, and that right there, that leads to another opportunity for people to be able to jump in. So obviously fiscally, they can support you guys. They can volunteer to actually be a CASA for the children. They can sign up with you guys and assist with parents. They can come in and drop off or donate soccer balls or basketballs new. When we close, let's have a conversation about that. I would love to put that charge out personally to the community and get you guys just a closet full of toys and soccer balls and basketballs and little plastic T-balls and everything. And this community is going to show up,
And Barbies.
because I know that they do.
There's
Absolutely.
girls.
little
Barbie-
golden books.
Barbie
everything.
kicking a soccer ball.
Oh, there you go.
We literally have that one. Maddie's got that one. Maddie's got that one. And we always lose her cleats. Yeah, because Maddie's
Oh, it's
3.
Barbie shoes.
Yeah. I'm like the soccer Barbie.
about
The soccer
Legos?
Barbie's wearing the scrubs today. Soccer Barbie's. I'm like, all right, here we go.
Hey, Barbie can be everything.
Barbie. Who am I to put a limit
Exactly.
on who she is becoming?
Calm down, Ryan Gosling.
But seriously though, people complain about stepping on a Lego. You ever step on a Barbie high heel?
No,
Oh,
thank
that is earth shattering right there.
There was one worse than that. I stepped on complete dad moment. My son, we're Beckham is 5, Maddie's 3, Bodie's 1. So dinosaurs.
Oh yeah.
Dinosaurs ruled the earth, and they
Is it a
ruled.
T-Rex?
No, bro. If you're stepping on a dinosaur in the shower and it's early in the morning,
Oh, my gosh.
what dinosaur that has a whole bunch of little plates on its back do you not want to step on? I stepped on a Stegosaurus
Bro.
at like 6:30 in the morning, and it wasn't just like a little like squishy
No.
Stegosaurus. It was a there's no reason that this toy was made with like anger and vengeance against my feet. But I literally I screamed like a little girl, and then I stepped on it again trying to get away from it because it like slid. I was like, oh my God.
That's
I thought I was being
hilarious.
attacked. It was.
I actually stopped my kids.
I was attacked by a dinosaur.
I stopped my kids from actually putting their Legos out.
You what?
I stopped them from I got them to clean them up. So because I said, hey, someone's going to step on it, it hurts.
Yeah.
I stepped on them, it hurts. So I took them, cleaned them up, and I put it in front of their door.
Yeah.
So the door was closed. I just put
Yeah.
the Legos right there in front of their door. 4 o'clock, I hear the door open. Ah!
You're like, and
then
do you
so
want to
the
have a
next-
conversation?
So the next day, I see my son looking around. He's like putting all the Legos in. He's just like, we can't let Legos be out here. You step on them, they hurt. I was like, wow, man, it's so responsible of you. I'm so happy.
So being that
they
you're a
have, like, a
mandated
little
reporter, do you need to
Lego
make a
basket?
statement
Wow.
on Joe
Wow.
leaving Legos out for his children to
I
I just
didn't see it.
moved. There you go. I just moved the Legos that were already out in front of his door. I was being I didn't want to invade his privacy. I can switch this. It's cool. Come on. Come at me, bro.
Luke, don't edit that, Luke.
So
So many ways to.
donating with new items for sports goods and stuff
Yeah.
that you're looking for this season. It makes sense. I mean, we're getting out of winter. We're hitting into spring. There's going to be a lot of fun
Yeah.
stuff going on.
We have tons of stuff. We have tons of variety. We have backpacks. We have art supplies.
Are Nerf guns a no-no?
Any gun thing probably.
Got it.
Yeah, let's not go there.
You're just, what?
I know we are
That look.
I know we are a farming hunting community, but let's not go there for these kids.
Sure.
I get that.
Let's not entice any PTSD
No,
stuff
for sure.
with these kids.
Yep.
But
No, for sure.
yeah, puzzles, games, any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Stuffed animals. The Quilting Guild brings us some beautiful quilts for these
I
kids.
bet.
That's so good.
And Janelle kind of heads that up for us from the chamber. And then
Shout out to Janelle.
shout out to Janelle, my girl, chicken girl. So we do have some things for teens. We have some makeup items, and they like the little fake nail things. So we have some of that, and we're just trying to.
It's awesome.
Trying to have something that these kids are going to want to have that's theirs now, because
Sure.
things, not everything gets to come with them.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is there because I'm already envisioning what will come of this post and how we rally the community for this.
So I'm going to have 50 new volunteers.
Sure, 50 new volunteers, and at minimum probably 40 or 50 new mix of soccer ball, basketball,
Sweet.
t-ball, mini golf, all that, frisbees, books, Barbies, everything. Is there a actual physical like games, toy, ball closet that you guys currently have?
Oh, we have a CASA store.
You have a full-on
We have
store.
a full-on.
Yeah.
We have shelving and.
Okay. Can we link up so I can
Yes.
go and see it and I want to take like a before and after of like, hey, this is where it's at, and then boom, 2 weeks later.
Yeah, I have a
Sutter
bag.
County.
I had to get a bag because the little balls kept getting out of control. So I got
Out of
a
sorts.
cute little bag that hangs on the end of one of our shelvings. But yeah, fill it up and let's get them all over the floor.
So I got a question, and this leans into the coffee element for me. Would it be okay if your CASA, whoever your volunteers are, we're open till 5 o'clock. If they wanted to come in, I'd love to gift any hot chocolate to the kiddo and whatever to the person.
And I would be more than
Because
happy to come with Joe and
we've
sponsor
got
that.
board games and we've got toys. We try and keep it very family friendly, really, so that they can come. I would love to do that for you guys.
We would love that.
Okay.
We'll talk after the thing.
Beautiful.
There's some guidelines. But
Sure. Yeah. No, absolutely. No, I mean, I look at it as if there's any safe place for people to go and we can create those places. I mean, that is one of the reasons I even got into business, was creating a safe place for community, because the safe places become less safe. Yes. Right? I was talking to someone the other day about the third place. Coffee shops used to be known as the third place. It used to be the place that was, you would go to work, you would go to school or church, or, and then you had a third place you would go to with your friends and hang out. It was soda bars in the 50s, and then it became, bookstores, coffee shops. And since everything's getting digitized, the third place is under such an attack that we don't have a place. And if you're at home and parents are yelling at each other and it's unstable, or you have, whatever situation at home is unstable, you don't have a third place, what are you going to do? Yeah. And so there's a whole element to that. So that's something we've been passionate about. And I think that what you guys are doing is trying to bring that for the child, to have a third place for them that is not the chaos of what they know, and have that ear for them.
They get to have an hour or two a week to just be a kid.
I love that.
Just run crazy at the park, screaming. Yeah. And the foster mom loves when I do that, because then chill.
They came home and they were just like ready for a shower in bed.
Exactly.
That's where we're going to give them shots of espresso beforehand. They're going to be fine.
Exactly.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
All right. So in very Cam and Joe show fashion, where we like to speak freely and we
dream
speak
big
things out and we dream things out. Here's one, and we'll come back and we'll watch this. So in the same way that you can go into Steelhouse Coffee and order the Cam sandwich, which is something that Joe and I curated and created about a year ago, and we had so much fun creating that. The CASA Club.
The CASA Club.
The CASA Club.
I already have Steelhouse Club, so we'd have to figure it out. But
we're gonna have to rebrand the Steelhouse Club.
I'm just gonna take my club.
We are.
You beat me with a club, man.
We're gonna take it right now. I'm thinking of something, and again, we're spitballing here. We will create and curate with Nicole let's just call it the CASA Club for now, but some kind of sandwich that somebody can come in, and if they want to put money on it in advance, they can pay for it in advance at Steelhouse, to where when one of the CASAs goes to Steelhouse with their mentee, the food is already bought and paid for in advance.
I love that. I would even go as far as to, if that's not even the case, to give a percentage of proceeds to make sure that it goes.
That's exactly where I was going.
A business owner, the reality is we're only as strong as the community we build.
Yep.
And if we can have those safe places, let's go.
That's awesome.
It. So,
1,000%.
And we are always looking for places to take the children. Yep. As you know, Yuba Sutter doesn't have a whole lot.
What? That's crazy.
Come on.
I just had somebody ask me yesterday, I've already done this. Where else is there to go? And so we do have a playroom currently at our office where you can come in and do crafts, play a game. I brought mine in when we colored. That was the day she was like bouncing off the walls, and I was not going in public with her. Sure. So we went to the office and she bounced all over. And I was like, hey, that's fine. You're in a safe place. So.
Coloring books, crayons, markers, that kind of stuff as well, right?
Who's this and what's explore?
What's that?
Thingamabobs. I got like 20.
Yes.
Sorry.
But
Disney, we're getting ready.
No big deal.
Getting ready.
I want more.
Okay, calm down.
So yes, and that would be a great place. They could do your games or bring games of their own.
Please.
We like to do some of these card games. So my two have an older sister, and she has a CASA as well. And so she started this. She would play this game, Would You Rather?
Oh, yeah.
And I went and ordered the cards, too. So now I do it with mine.
So fun.
And we had them all together at McDonald's, and all three of them. And we were like, let's do Would You Rather? But we didn't have cards, so we just made it up.
Yeah. Love it.
Would you rather this or that?
Yeah.
The one girl read to me, my older girl said, would you rather take a kayak down...
Niagara Falls.
Yes. Niagara Falls.
I'm thinking like my 5-year-old
would you rather snow ski down Mount Everest?
Oh, yeah.
And I giggled and I said, girlfriend, either way is not a good result. Either way has Nicole
gravity involved.
Has Nicole in some dire straits.
Would you like to fall on snow or fall into water like concrete? I don't know.
So these are awesome. These are awesome questions. So there's a lot of really cool stuff like that. And I did get a set.
Chime in the comment section, y'all.
I did get a set about feelings.
Yeah.
And so she's learning to read, so she's reading these and she's spelling. Nicole, what does this spell? So as I'm driving, she's reading me these cards, and it's really fun. It's like one of the cards was, how does anger feel in your body?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, wow,
that's good.
There's some really good stuff. So we try to do things like that with them, educational and still having fun. Of course, fun is the key. Mm-hmm. But yes, that's a great idea.
But conversations like that are gold.
Oh, yes.
Having that car time, it's something I look forward to every morning when I'm before work, taking back into school, and just having that uninterrupted, unabridged, radio down.
Oh, car time is
20 minutes
amazing.
with talking about the most random stuff. And on the way to Faith Christian in the morning, there's like this, bro, you could check this tree out as well. On the corner of super random, but I'm a dad and you are too, corner of Bogue and Walton.
Yeah.
There's a tree that looks like Godzilla. I'm not even kidding. And you won't even need to ask me what tree it is. You'll look at it and be like, that's the Godzilla tree. And then this morning, well, not just this morning, every morning, we roll our windows down, and as we drive by that tree, we go, roar. We're like, we set out like a official, like the old school classic.
I love it, man.
Toho Godzilla roar. And that's just part of it. So allowing those conversations to go wherever the hell they're going to go.
Yeah,
and talking about whatever they want to talk about.
Yeah.
And then allowing them to finally have an attentive adult and having that conversation. Oh my gosh, how
so good.
Impactful. We could talk with you, I think, literally all day, but eventually we've got to land the plane.
Yeah, it has to.
Everything, all good things come to an end.
It's like an ice cream cone. You're like,
we'll
this is the best.
I would love to have you back on.
Yeah, please.
I feel like we're just scratching the surface on all things Nicole and all things CASA in general.
And I'm so excited for Sutter.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
that's been a big
push
for me.
That's
been a big push. So I am excited. It's coming. It's coming.
It is.
All
absolutely. So if somebody wants to volunteer or if they want to bring things by, how would they go about doing that?
To volunteer, you can go to casayuba.org. There is a volunteer button, and you can go down. It has our info sessions. You can RSVP for an info session. That's step one.
Awesome.
And then we tell you all about CASA.
Love it.
And then if you want to go forward, then we take that next step with the online application. If you want to help with the CASA store, any of that, my email is info@casayuba.org.
Beautiful.
Easy, simple.
Yeah, we can throw that as well as the website into in our post.
Question. So how long does training take? So say I'm like, hey, I want to volunteer. I want to be part of that. How long does it take to go from getting the information to however long for training to be working with the child?
So
background checks.
We have about 4 trainings a year. We have one is in session now, and we have another one starting May 6th. It is 30 hours of training.
Okay.
It's a hybrid model, so we have some in person, some online.
Sure.
And once you're done, you get sworn in with the judge, which is like the coolest thing ever.
Love that, yeah.
And then we have a panel of experienced CASAs come. You get to pick their brains.
Yeah.
And usually our executive director will come down and welcome you, and it's a fun graduation day. Is always fun.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I love
awesome.
Perfect.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
I appreciate you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and all of what you're doing and all the volunteers that you have, I'm very grateful because what you're doing is really enriching our community and bringing a positive impact for these kids that may not have a voice. I just blesses my heart. So just know that we're
Thank you.
Really
and
grateful.
it's rewarding to the volunteers as well. It's filling a void in their hearts too.
Absolutely. Alrighty.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Cut. Thank you for checking out the Cam and Joe Show.
If you guys are liking our content so far, you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. You can also listen to us on Spotify.